I want you guys all to welcome in our guest tonight, Kushter. You know her, you love her. She is one of the best people I know. Thank you, Kushter, so much for being on the podcast. Hopefully, this visual with like the TV isn't too jarring or too different, but I figured that would mesh a little bit better than having the box around it. So, Kushter, welcome in. Do you want to say something to our lovely community here?
I'm being contained.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
No, hey everybody, how's it going? I have a new setup, so if you see me like looking around, it's because I don't know where I'm at.
It's
so
true. It looks great.
I'm in a new place. And
she's real-time streamer. I see you got, what do you got on the shelf there? Centaur guy. Looks like some sort of like candle or something on there. What you want to show off your?
Oh yeah, so my centaur. So I've had that for quite a few years. It's all made of clay. It's a Harry Potter centaur, and so it's really cool. It was actually made by one of the artists on Twitch. I don't know that they stream anymore. This is a spray can. So this is made by Potchfad. So Potchfad does graffiti art, and instead of throwing away his cans, he reuses them, makes art out of them, and then also sells or gives these away. So that way nothing is thrown away. So it's really cool. And then I have some fun things that Lexi made me. I have a little octopus here, and then I have my little Starlight sign. That Starlight sent me from Starlight Children's Foundation. So I figure I could just put all my little fun things on my shelf.
That is amazing. I love that. When I don't have my green screen up, I try to keep stuff that's like sentimental to me on the wall and stuff and remind me of the people that I love. So I love that, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So also, I know that you were telling me about your shirt earlier too. What's going on with that shirt?
Oh, but here, let's see if chat can figure it out. Let me see. I'm in the box, so let me see if we can.
Oh, yeah.
Can you see it? I'm on a delay because I'm looking at stream, so.
Joan Waste, your toy, Mon Me, you're all ready. The voice inside my head. I love it. It's so good. It's so good. Well, thank you so much again for being on the podcast, Cushy. I love your face. You are an amazing human being. Chat, thank you guys for being here on time, even though I was not. I'm sorry again for being late. Kushter is a saint. She was waiting so patiently. It's hard for me to multitask and do like stream stuff and talk at the same time. So she's just like patiently waiting and trying to talk to me, and I'm just like, oh, I don't know why my camera's not working. What is happening? So
I'm very patient, patient.
Much appreciated. Thank you so much for that. We have a lot of cool things in store for you guys tonight. We talked and kind of threw some topics back and forth before this week's episode. One thing that I would like to ask Kushter before we get into like the fun sci-fi type stuff, Kushter, do you have any projects or anything cool coming up soon you want to talk about?
Oh, do I ever? Okay, I have a couple things I have going on. So next month, well, right now, it's about to end though. We've been doing a Minecraft server. So it is a Love Shack showdown where everyone hops on and they build their best Love Shack. So it is a competition. There's prizes involved, and it ends on the 28th. So there's still a little bit of time if anybody's interested. So I have that going on. We do have our Starlight Children's Foundation charity event coming up. It's March 13th through the 15th. So we will be raising money for Starlight Children's Foundation. So we already have an amazing lineup of people that are going to be participating, including Optometron.
That's me.
So you. So we have that coming up, and then I'm also that same weekend, well, this week, the fly out March the 10th, I'm going to be attending the Game Developers Conference with Queerty Gamers, which is my stream team. So they do a lot of work for LGBTQ plus developers, gamers, and so we are actually going to be going there to see if we can find some developers to kind of team up with to do some panels and things like that. So very busy. And that's in San Francisco, and I've never been. So
Listen,
it's going to be very interesting.
just remember all of us down here at the bottom of the mountain when you make it to the top, Kushers. Look, she's making those connections. She's out there doing developer conferences now. That's insane.
I would have, if you would have told me that 6 months ago, I'd have been like, you're crazy. I don't know anything about that. But it's actually really cool. It's really cool to talk to developers and figure out just kind of like, you know, their thought process in making a game and why they decided to go this way. And, it's actually really cool. I recently had a meeting with a developer. Their game is coming out actually next month. It's going to be a spooky game. I'm really excited. I love those.
Yeah.
But he's 24 now, but he started making games when he was like 13. Like he's made 7 games already. And they just keep getting better and better and better. So it's kind of really cool to sit with people and just kind of, figure out, well, why did you decide to do this? And, what their inspiration is. It's pretty cool. So I'm excited. I've already been told I have to be the face of the booth.
Yeah.
I got to bring people in and then I have to pass them off. So I was like, I can do that.
Yeah.
Sure.
You got the personality for it. I could see you being the face of it. Also, getting in go with developers. How cool would it be if they like put you into a video game or gave you a shout out at some point?
Right.
That'd be awesome.
It's really cool. What
awesome.
was really cool is because with us being with Queerty, there is a game that came out called Kinder Finders. And because Austin helped test it, one of our QG, he's one of our leadership people, they actually put they put him in the credit of the game. I'm like, that's really cool.
That's amazing.
All kinds of really neat stuff. I'm really excited to see where it goes. So
yeah, I'm excited for you. Again, that's amazing. I know it takes. I mean, so you have a full-time job, you're a full-time mom, full-time wife, and to be able to do all that as well, I can only imagine how stressful it is sometimes to balance everything. But
I'm so tired.
You're on top of it, and you're out there in everybody's DMs and coordinating everything, and that is just that is crazy awesome. I wish I still had the kind of energy to be able to do stuff like that. So kudos to you. Hats off to you. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see what the next year brings for you and to support in any way that I can. So again, for those in the chat, we do have a charity event coming up. More details soon. I just gotta get my stuff together and get signed up for it and everything. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And no, Hexen, you're next week. Hexen Decimal. No, you're not late. You're on the podcast next week. I told you I was going to bug you about it. So
I have room on my screen if you want to hop in. Like you can be like here.
Put his little avatar over there.
Right here. Right here.
I do want to do more podcasts with several people on there. We had the episode with Urka and Dirk, which for like the first 10 minutes was trying to figure out everything, but I do want to start doing more of that with the group streams. I think before I went on hiatus with it, you did an episode with Urka, a prior episode with Urka, and that was a lot of fun. Yeah,
we did. We had best friend stream. That was fun.
That was a lot of fun. So again, Urka, shout outs to Urka. She has been on the show numerous times and will be on the show numerous times again because the podcast is here to say. Thank you, chat, for the fart noise. Thanks, Swag Harambe. Appreciate that. At least that won't get DCMA'd on YouTube, so we're good there. Also, hi to the YouTube people. Thank you guys for taking the time to check out this video, and go follow Kushter. If anybody sees this, go follow Kushter. Go follow Kushter, and she will lead you, and she will be your Sherpa to a lot of other amazing content creators, a lot of other amazing people. So with that being said,
we'll go somewhere. I don't know where it is.
Spooky games and a lot of laughs, most likely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Kama saying hi to YouTube. So one of the things that Kushter brought up, which is something, it's been a topic on the podcast a lot of times before, but it keeps getting brought up because it's a very fun topic. It's a lot of fun to talk about. And Kushner had suggested let's talk about the Mandela Effect. And I actually have a little bit of deep lore about the Mandela Effect in preparation for this episode. So for those of you that are unaware of what the Mandela Effect is, it's the phenomenon where a large group of people remember something from years and years ago differently than it is today. And the theory is that when the CERN particle accelerator fired up for the first time in 2012, or fired up for the last time when it fired up in 2012, that particles collided and we merged with another timeline essentially. And so like things got mixed up. People remember stuff differently. And the lore that I learned today, which I thought was super fascinating, is CERN fired in 2012, and then the term Mandela Effect was coined in 2013, right after Nelson Mandela's death. So, and then most of what the Mandela Effect is usually like pop culture references. So I thought that was kind of an interesting fact as well. It's mostly like people remembering pop culture stuff differently. So take that for however you want to take that. But I just thought it was really interesting that the Mandela Effect didn't really exist until after 2013 when CERN was fired off. And so do you have any particular Mandela effects you want to talk about, Kushner? Do you got anything good?
Well, I was talking to Doug about it last night because he's like, "What are you going to talk about?" I was like, "Well, we're going to talk about some of the Mandela Effect stuff."
Yeah.
He's like what? And I'm like, I was like, the moon landing. That's like a big thing. They're like, did we really do that?
Right.
Or the fruit of the looms,
That damn
having the
cornucopia. I was going to bring it
that
up.
damn cornucopia.
That damn
And he was
cornucopia.
like, and he stood right here and he's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "The fact that they're saying it didn't have a cornucopia." He's like, "But I feel like it did have a cornucopia." I was like, "Exactly. It did have a cornucopia." And then what was the other one? Was it the Shaq being in was it Kazam or
Oh
Shazam?
yeah, Sinbad
Like I
being a
told,
genie in a movie. Shazam.
yeah, Shazam. That's what it was. But they were saying it was Shaq, but it was really Sinbad. So Shazam. Thank you, best friend. Thank you. But yeah.
I think it's interesting that Sinbad leaned into that meme and that he actually dressed up as a genie and filmed like a couple minutes of it, like an old style cinematography, and like kind of put that out on the internet, and it was like, yeah, this movie totally did exist. You guys just doesn't exist in the sci-fi.
I watched it. I feel like I've seen that movie.
I am open to the possibility of the Mandela Effect, but when I've done my own deep dives on some of them, I feel like I can justify just remembering it differently. Fruit of the Loom is a good one though, because I do remember the cornucopia, because Fruit of the Loom was like one of the only like cheap mainstay underwears back in the day. You had like Fruit of the Loom and Hanes, like that was it. And and I remember the cornucopia being on the tag of my like boxers when I was younger. Like I remember that. But then I saw a post today about the Fruit of the Loom and about the cornucopia. Apparently around that time frame, it was really popular for a lot of businesses and to use the cornucopia with fruit in front of it. And so that became popular in a lot of logos. The one that I saw today was from the movie Casino with Al Pacino and Joe Pesci. In that movie, there's an Italian restaurant with a giant sign in the front, and it's a cornucopia with fruit, and it looks just like the Fruit of the Loom logo.
Because it is the Fruit of the Loom logo.
It is.
They stole it.
No, but I definitely think that there is stuff to explore there. I really wish that somebody would have asked Nelson Mandela about it before he died. I really wish we could have got his take on it before he passed away, but it didn't become a phrase until after he passed away. And a lot of people think that him passing away is what sparked the Mandela effect, that everybody's like, oh my God, Nelson Mandela died. Like, I remember him dying back in the 80s or whatever. And that's actually not true. What sparked it was him becoming president. When he became president, that's when people were like, oh, I thought Nelson Mandela died forever ago. So like the Mandela effect existed. It just didn't have a term for it. It wasn't called the Mandela effect until after he passed away.
You know how many people I'll see them on social media or like just celebrities, and I'm like, oh, they died. I thought they were already dead.
Right. John
I'm just
Goodman.
I'm just out here killing off people.
John Goodman. That was one too. And I remember that. They killed him on Roseanne. He died on Roseanne before Roseanne ended the first time. And then they rebooted
Yes.
it and brought him back. And then they rebooted it after Roseanne was fired and brought him back again.
Mhm.
And I remember when he died on the show the first time, everybody thought he died in real life because like they were saying their goodbyes and breaking the fourth wall on the show. For his death. And so I thought he died until, I don't know, Cloverfield. Like it was forever.
He said John Goodman has 9 lives, apparently.
That man is a national treasure, and we need to protect him at all costs. I love John Goodman. He is so good. He died until he did.
Yeah, right. Or you said the I can't say it. The Berenstein
The
Bears.
Bernstein Bears. Yes. It was always spelled with an E. Growing up, because religious household, my dad was very, very religious. He's a retired pastor now. But he would always give us the Bernstein Bear books because certain publications that carried the Bernstein Bears were trying to push like a Christian narrative along with it. And I remember having the Bernstein Bear pop out book with all the different paper fold outs, had like little cardboard figures and stuff. I would play with that thing constantly. And I remember it saying Bernstein on all of it, and apparently that never happened. We just made that up.
Didn't happen. Oh no, that's true. Thank goodness he didn't die, because the Righteous Gemstones,
It's so good.
so good.
It's so
it's
good.
so good.
I'm sad that show is over, but also Danny McBride knows that all good things have to come to an end, and I think they ended it at a good spot instead of carrying it until it wasn't funny anymore. So
True.
they
Yeah,
kept it.
that's very true.
Your Teddy Ruxpin said it was Bernstein. See, we got proof right here, Urka.
You know, you have to believe Teddy.
We do. What about the Monopoly Man and the monocle?
That is totally a thing.
Yeah.
That's totally a thing.
I remember him always having a monocle. Because there were only two characters that have a monocle back then. It was
Mr. Peanut,
and then the Monopoly guy. That was
Monopoly guy.
Those were the only two people.
Nobody else could pull it off.
Maybe no, the Penguin? Didn't the Penguin have a monocle from Batman?
Yeah. I don't know that did he wear it as much as it just kind of dangled?
I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen the animated series. Pringles? What about Pringles? What about Pringles, comma?
Did Pringles have
Did the Pringles man have a monocle?
Did he have a monocle? No way. Hang on. Look, not me Googling.
The Penguin had the hand glasses? No, Alfred, the butler, had the hand glasses. Alfred had the glasses.
So if I put Pringles have, automatically it comes up, did Pringles have a monocle?
Really?
He does in some, but he doesn't in others.
That's weird. Must be his mom.
Oh no, it says he didn't. It says no, the Pringles man, known as Mr. P, has never worn a monocle.
His name is Mr. P.
Mr. P.
Today I learned the Pringles man is named Mr. P.
Or Julius Pringle.
Was it Sex in the City or Sex and the City? I remember it as Sex and the City.
Yeah.
I remember it as
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But now it's Sex in the City, which, to be fair, makes more sense. Sex in the City makes more sense as a title than Sex and the City. But I remember I worked at Movie Gallery for a while before they shut down. And we would get the new seasons of Sex and the City as it came in. And I always remembered it as Sex in the City. So there's that.
Yeah.
Peanut is just Monopoly Man in a peanut costume. Well, they killed Mr. Peanut. You guys remember that? Wasn't that the Super Bowl a couple of years ago? They killed Mr. Peanut.
Did they?
They
I
did.
maybe didn't see it.
They killed him, and then they had like a baby Peanut as the new mascot, and then they brought Mr. Peanut back. He got revived and brought it back. So I guess happy ending for everybody.
They did a John Goodman on.
They did a John Goodman on him. They did. They killed him and brought him back.
They did a John Goodman. They're wild.
Can't believe they would do that to my boy like that. That's crazy. So let's see. Let's peer down the Reddit hole and see what other Mandela effects we have here. Let's see.
I did a tad of research. Unfortunately, I couldn't jump too far in it because of life. Let's see.
There's the Pikachu never had black on his tail. Like the tip of his tail was never black. And I remember the original Pokemon cards. I remember his tail having black on it.
See, I wasn't as much into Pokemon, the Pokemans.
There's the Sinbad thing. There's one about a seahorse emoji where like the seahorse emoji doesn't exist and everybody remembers the seahorse emoji existing.
I feel like there's
There has to be. Like iPhone has always had like a lot of animal emojis, so I feel like like that has to be one. C-3PO's full body was gold.
Wasn't it?
No, he had a red, was it a red leg or a red arm? Wasn't it? I remember it being fully gold too, but also VHS is really grainy.
So. You have to get really close. What about the Darth Vader quote?
I can prove that. I can prove that because what I think happened, and this is just my belief, but I would stand on this hill and die, is the Darth Vader quote. It was always, "No, I am your father," not "Luke, I am your father." And what popularized it and why people started remembering it incorrectly, the movie Tommy Boy with Chris Farley and David Spade. There's a scene where Chris Farley holds a fan up to his mouth and he's like making the Darth Vader noise. He says, "Luke, I am your father," which in the 90s, you know, we all, you know, it was a pretty relevant time for a lot of us here and a lot of people that are on the internet now. I think that's where that misquote comes from, because maybe a lot of people weren't like hardcore Star Wars fans that watched that movie, you know. So
I'm not. I definitely am not. Yeah. So maybe that's why, because I loved Chris Farley, obviously. He was wonderful.
I do.
But too. Maybe that's what it was. Is I just remember him doing that. Because that was a really good scene, and then the one of him with the car and the brakes going out, and then everything catching fire. That was another great scene.
It was. I love that movie. I could watch that movie over and over again and notice something new every time. It's so good.
Oh goodness.
So here's an interesting one that I saw today, and I don't know if this is actually a Mandela effect, but somebody posted it to the forum. The 7 wonders of the world are different. So they are stating that the Eiffel Tower and Stonehenge, they always thought that those were 2 of the 7 wonders, and they are not. Stonehenge and Eiffel Tower are not. Now, Eiffel Tower, because it was built, people were around when it was built. Like, we have a comprehensive history of Eiffel Tower being built. That's not like, where did this structure come from? It's not like the pyramids, right? But Stonehenge, we have no idea what it does, what it's for, why they built it. That's what I'm saying, Urka. How is Stonehenge not one of the 7 wonders of the world? Because those rocks were carried like 3,000 miles or something, and they're giant. You know, somehow they got those stones like 1,000 miles across swampland or whatever. It's a giant sundial. Swampland. The marshes of Wales or whatever. It's wet out there, so I imagine the ground is probably wet as well. And trying to carry those whatever 3-ton stones with no electrical equipment just seems kind of rather difficult. But yeah, so those are not the 7 wonders of the world. Let's see. Let's go over the list.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna have to. It's been a long time.
Let's see. 7 wonders of the world. It says the new 7 wonders of the world announced in 2007 following a global poll are the Great Wall of China, Petra, the Colosseum, Chichen Itza, Machu Picchu, the Taj Mahal, and Christ the Redeemer, which is the big statue in Brazil, I think. So those are the 7. What are the old? Let's look at what old 7
I don't
wonders of the world.
recognize half of these. Best friend. Same.
Let's see. 7 wonders of the world were iconic architectural feats of classical antiquity, mostly located around the Mediterranean. Only the Great Pyramid of Giza still stands today. The others, Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the statue of Zeus, the Temple of Artemis, the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus, the Colossus of Rhodes, and the Lighthouse of Alexandria, were destroyed. So yeah, Stonehenge is definitely not on there.
I remember learning about. The
Right.
list you just said. I recognize every one of those. The other one, I'm like, what's that?
So I mean, well, that one's debunked now because it looks like they did change them in 2007. I didn't know that. Fruit Loops is spelled F-R-O-O-T. Fruit Loops, not Fruit Loops. Anybody remember that? I always thought it was spelled Fruit Loops. Same with
like
Looney Tunes.
F-R-O-O-T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like foot with an
Isn't
R. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is, but they're saying like people remember it as being spelled like actual fruit, like F-R-U-I-T.
Oh, no, I don't remember that.
You knew about the Fruit Loops.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, thank you so much for that raid, Zach Bussy. How are you doing? Welcome in, everybody. Dr. Han, Etchif, Desert Ice, Pixie Dough, Kilobyte. Are these your people, Kushter?
No.
These are friends. I thought maybe they were raiding because of you. Wow, welcome in, everybody. Hello.
I don't think so.
69. Nice. Welcome in, everybody.
We like it.
From Zach, dude. Thank you guys so much. Welcome in. Hope you had a great raid or a great stream. I can't talk. We're doing a podcast. I have this podcast where I interview my friends. This is my friend Kushter. Kushter, say hello, everybody.
Hello. Welcome in.
Smokey the Bear is apparently just Smokey Bear. We're talking about Mandela Effect. So if anybody from the raid has a good Mandela Effect you want to talk about, let us know because we're discussing Mandela Effects right now. Hi, Zach. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great stream. Thank you so much. Welcome in, everybody. My normal alerts are turned off for the podcast just to be respectful to my guests. So I do apologize. All the lights and bells and whistles are turned off right so we're kind of cruising through the Mandela Effect here. We've already kind of talked about CERN. We've talked about some of the pop culture references. Here's one for, like, let's see. Frank's Red Hot logo is different. No, let's see what we got here.
Zach,
spelling.
do you have any good ones?
Yeah.
Tell us. Do you have any good ones?
Yeah, if anybody has a good Mandela Effect or really any conspiracy theories at all would be fun to talk about. One, spelling Antarctic versus Antarctic. Teachers would drill it in my head very specifically that Arctic has 2 C's, but Antarctica had only 1. I don't remember that one. I don't remember that
one.
Yeah. You have a relative that works for CERN. What'd y'all say? Oh, we were talking about the history, like kind of the lore behind it. So CERN, when it fired off in 2012, the theory is that, you know, the timelines merged or whatever, and that's where the Mandela Effect comes from. Like, we are remembering things differently that are different today because of the timelines merging. And so, like, whatever in the alternate universe, like Fruit of the Loom didn't have the cornucopia, et cetera, et cetera. But the term Mandela Effect it wasn't coined until after Nelson Mandela's death in 2013. And a lot of people think that his death is what kind of sparked that whole thing to come into play, but it wasn't because of his death. It was when he became president is when people started talking about, well, oh, I remember Nelson Mandela dying in the 80s in prison or whatever. And so it wasn't until his death, after his death, though, that the term was coined. And I thought that was really interesting. So we didn't have a way to explain it or what we were talking about until after he passed away, which kind of sucks because it would have been really fun if somebody got a chance to ask Nelson Mandela about it before he passed away, just to kind of get his take on it. I thought would have been really interesting. Shazam was real, and I'll die on this hill.
She will die on that hill.
She will die
on that hill. She will. And
I
remember it.
Do you remember watching Kazam? Like the Shaq one though, or Shaq was
I do remember watching that one.
And the kid had the
but
sneakers.
I remember the other one too. I remember the other one.
Because that's one of those things where, like, I remember Sinbad. I remember it, but also it's kind of like that mass psychosis thing, because I remember the other one and I can kind of see how they would get mixed and put together. No, I only watched Sinbad. We stand together. That's fine. I'm not going to tell anybody they're wrong. I don't know. CERN is doing some crazy things that we can all agree on. CERN firing off particles with that particle accelerator and literally making particles collide. We have no idea what's going to happen. And they say it's not dangerous, but you know, you don't learn anything in science without a little bit of danger. Like that has
Erky is fired up. Erky is fired up in here.
I can't act for shit. I would know the difference. That's hilarious. All right.
So good. That's so good.
So yeah, there's the cornucopia thing from Casino. Mm-hmm. So in the movie Casino, there was an Italian restaurant that had a cornucopia with fruit in front of it. A lot of people remember the Fruit of the Loom logo having the cornucopia. I remember that. I remember having underwear with the cornucopia. But apparently the cornucopia never existed. We talked about Pikachu's tail being black on the end, and apparently that was never a thing that happened. The seahorse emoji apparently is one. So that's crazy. Looney Tunes.
Monocle with the Monopoly guy.
Anne Rice interview with the vampire. Do you remember it as interview with a vampire or interview with the vampire? Because I remember it as interview with the vampire. I
remember interview with the vampire.
Do you? Okay.
Is that not? Are they saying it's not?
You know what? I don't know. Let's see. Interview
with a vampire. I thought it was the interview with the vampire.
It is.
Vampire does make sense, but
no, it is interview with the vampire is what it's called. But I remember it as interview with a vampire. Yeah. See,
I don't remember the A. I don't remember the A vampire. I just remember the vampire because that was the one Brad Pitt was in.
Yeah. Yeah. Brad Pitt. And then I can't remember his name. In the movie, but I know that Tom Cruise was Lestat. I really like Queen of the Dam too. That's a fantastic movie.
Oh my! I watch that every opportunity, and if it's on, I'm watching it. It's so good, so good.
So Ed McMahon delivering the giant checks like back in the 70s and 80s. A lot of people got him confused with Johnny Carson. Like, do you remember? Do you think it was Johnny Carson or do you think it was Ed McMahon?
I thought it was Ed McMahon, the guy that did Star Search, right?
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying.
That's who I thought it was.
There are even pop culture references to that as well. In Breaking Bad, Saul Goodman, Bob Odenkirk's character at one point says, I can hand deliver giant checks like Ed McMahon. But Ed McMahon was also on the Johnny Carson show. It's true. You have tea. Silly V's got tea. Ooh, is that tea about CERN? Ooh.
Is it piping hot?
It's piping hot. What is it? It's ready to be served up. It's ready to be served.
I know. I need a sip of a beverage.
If you open the interview with the vampire Wikipedia page, there is a source with the title "Interview with a Vampire," director Neil Jordan, but it leads to a broken link. Oh. And they just leave that unresolved. Nobody has any additional information about that, because that is interesting. But I do think it's interesting that most of the Mandela effects are pop culture references. It's never anything like political or like anything like big events that have happened. One person uses an example of like 9/11, like as far as how people remember how that went down. There's never anything that's like that introduced into the Mandela Effect. It's always pop
Mhm.
culture references, logos, symbolism, the way things are spelled. So just thinking outside of the box of like the Mandela Effect as a whole, like if we did merge with an alternate timeline, the only one is Nelson Mandela. That's the big one, is that everybody remembered he died in the 80s in prison, but he didn't. And he went on to live a full life and became the president. And like, so that's pretty crazy to think about, that that's the only one. All the other references and everything that people are remember differently are all pop culture
Yeah, because
references.
let me see if I found anything else. Uh, yeah, about the Shazam starring Sinbad. It happened. Let's see.
Some
Trying to see. Those
some
were the big ones, I think.
Right. There's an interesting article here that talks about Philip K. Dick, the guy that wrote 1984, and wrote a bunch of like those like sci-fi futuristic like um, books. And it
Mhm.
says that Philip K. Dick, they remember, a couple of people here remember a press conference where he described the Mandela Effect long before it was the Mandela Effect, but nobody can find clips from
Hmm.
it. So it's crazy that as soon as like an idea or like that seed is planted where it could be feasible, or it coalesces enough with something that a large group of people remember, then that becomes like the truth. That becomes like what happened in the past. Like it's vaguely familiar, so like that's exactly what happened. The robber emoji. You found it just by searching the right page. Sounds like a potential tinfoil hat topic. I feel like all of it's tinfoil hat topics, but it's
A little
interesting to
bit.
have these conversations. I like to be able to talk about this stuff. Let's see. What else do we got here? Um, Shazam, seahorse emoji. It just keeps going through the same ones over and over
Yeah, I
again.
think we hit all the big ones. Absolutely.
I think we did as well. All right. Well, Kusher, do you have any conspiracies that you want to jump into? Let's
I
see.
you know, I don't know a whole lot about conspiracy theories. I've never really dug into them. So,
Okay.
but
So
if you bring one up, I'll definitely have an opinion about it.
okay. So I want to try to find one that's not exactly like I want to find ones that aren't political.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I don't want to introduce a bunch of political conspiracies in here, but let's see. See what we can find here. Let's see. Oh, there's the Annabelle doll. Have you heard about that one? Kama actually told you got yours. Kama was the one that told me about the Annabelle doll. So somebody, I guess a YouTuber or something, came and like bought all of the. So I can't remember their name. The people that would
Yeah,
go
I know
around.
about that one.
Eh,
Yeah, he like bought this estate like that's supposed to be haunted, but it had the Annabelle doll
yeah, and so
like
yeah, they
included.
well, and that they took it on a road show, and they were like doing these exhibits on the
Mhm.
road, and in every city they went to, somebody would die, or something really bad would happen, like
Mhm.
something catastrophic would happen in whatever town they brought the Annabelle doll to. And I thought that was really interesting, which reminds me of the Garth Brooks thing. Have you heard about that one, that Garth Brooks is a serial killer?
No.
So a comedian did a bit, okay, about Garth Brooks, and was like, every single town that from Garth Brooks' first ever concert, every single concert that he has ever had, somebody has gone missing from that town within 2 to 3 miles of his concert. And I think that like they were, I don't know where they got their research or
Garth.
how the bit came about, but a comedian said that. And then so the internet did what the internet does best. And so people started actually tracking and going back through every single one of his concerts. And it's true. Every single concert that he has had, people have gone missing. They even went back to his college days before he became a musician, when he was in college and he was working at some local business near the college. People would go missing like 2 to 3 streets away from where he was working. And like they went in depth into like when his job, he would live alone, like he would be alone for so long, and it'd be very easy for him to like pop out of the campus and like go like murder somebody and hide the body and then get back in time.
Whoa.
And as soon as he made it big as a country music singer and he got his first bit of money, like he made his first $1 million, instead of buying like a car or clothes or anything like that, he bought land. He bought land and started building his own house, but his house is built like up off the ground kind of. And so, and it's like out in the middle of nowhere. And so like they think that he's burying bodies underneath his house.
You know, I feel like he's a conflicted fella. Remember when he went through that whole, like, was it in the it might have been late 90s.
Yeah, it was like late 90s.
But he went through that whole thing where he had like an alter ego.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he wore like a wig.
And he wanted to be like all tough and stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
What was it? Was it Chris something? Chris Gaines?
Chris Gaines.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's like, what is happening? Yes, he went through that whole thing and he had like, because he was bald, right? He had like
so
a black
good.
wig. Black wig. And he was like, oh, he was kind of emo. He's like country emo. It was weird.
It's wild. It's wild.
Yeah, maybe when he was Chris Gaines, that's whenever, you know, Chris Gaines, the serial killer, best friend. That's right. Chris Gaines is a serial killer. Maybe he dressed up as Chris Gaines when he went out, so people didn't recognize him.
Right. I mean, how hard would that be? But okay, so the origin is, it's Tom Segura, and he commented on a 2018 video announcement from Brooks describing his demeanor as having a serial killer smile. So that's what it was. He didn't have a bit about it. He commented on one of Garth Brooks' videos and said he looks like a serial killer, and so that blew up. And so there's no police investigations or credible allegations, except for this one person who's gone back and found missing persons for like every one of his concert dates going back for like the last 30 years. It's crazy.
Kind of makes sense. But yeah, I think it was Chris Gaines.
It would be. It would
community
be.
boyfriend. Hi.
Dirk.
He's community boyfriend.
He's community boyfriend. He looks like Brad Pitt. I've never seen Brad Pitt and Dirk in the same room before, so you can't convince me otherwise.
You know.
He also, here's a conspiracy. Dirkwing, and I'm so sorry that I got to put you on the spot like this. Dirkwing killed Betty White, okay, and Bob Dole within a week of each other. So if you guys
why did you do that?
If you guys need to point a finger of blame, it's totally Dirk. So we have a group chat. And I can't even remember what we were talking about, but it came up, and Dirkwing, I think we were talking about Bob Dole, and then all of a sudden Dirk was like, it'd be crazy if Bob Dole died. And then like he died that day. Not true. Tripp named her fridge Betty White, and then boom, kicked the bucket. You said something about wouldn't it be crazy if Betty White died, and then she died that day. That happened twice, Dirk.
I can't believe you did that, Dirk.
I got the receipts.
Come here. Did you do that?
You just had to be there, man. It's true. We have a command. We have a command for Bob Dole.
Wild.
It's totally Dirk. So Dirk was out there predicting celebrities' deaths a few years ago, and unfortunately he did not buy any lottery tickets, but there's always next time. And also
said my boyfriend would never.
My boyfriend would never. Not
I
on
can
purpose.
never be him.
No, it wasn't malice. He didn't do it out of malice. We all love Betty White, okay? It wasn't out of malice, but he was just like, wouldn't it be crazy if Betty White died? And then he died, and then she died. So that's That's
Oh
hilarious.
my gosh.
So I'm looking for this Reddit thread on the Garth Brooks thing because it's really interesting.
That is, I've never heard that before, but that is wild.
There have been some
You know,
crazy things that happen. There have been some crazy things that have happened
he's kind
coincidentally.
of he's kind of an odd fella anyway, right? Like,
Who,
he
Dirk?
doesn't want any of no,
Oh,
well, Garth.
he's not that weird. I like Dirk a lot.
Garth, stop. I like Dirk. But like Garth Brooks will not have any of his music on Apple. Or I don't even think he has it on Spotify. Like he doesn't want any of his music.
You guys
You have to
remember?
go buy a CD
You do. You
to get his music.
Well, because in his defense, I feel like he is like one of the last like true country artists before the technological
Mm,
changeover, right? And so like a lot of those old school country, it's like if you're cool in that community if you know who these country artists are and if you know the songs. Like I get that. They have their like own in crowd or whatever. So like I get
mhm.
that. I get that. Garth Brooks said, "Run me my check." I mean, he probably doesn't make money off of CD sales anyway. He probably makes his money off of people showing up to those arena shows. We saw.
It's funny because Doug just ordered a Garth Brooks CD out of nowhere. It just came in the
Did he
mail, and I'm like,
really?
"What the hell?" I'm like, "What is this?" He's
Oh
like,
no.
"Well, he's like, I can't get it anywhere else." I'm like, "But why do you want it? Why do you want it?" I'm like, "Okay, here, take
Doug,
it."
Doug's a serial killer. That's all it is. I'm
I
sorry.
mean,
I'm sorry, Kushter. Sorry you got to find out this way.
well, he's bringing me chicken nuggets. So I'll let it slide.
Okay, he'll let the murder slide this one time.
I'll let it slide. It's fine.
Let's see here. What's your favorite historical conspiracy theory? Let's see what we got here. All right. We probably got time for about one more here.
Okay. That's like a real cushy setup. I like my new room. I'm really excited. I don't know. It took me 5 hours to put this desk together on stream Saturday. And there was at least a couple times I got a few things backwards and I was like, "Oh, that's not right." And I had to unscrew it and flip it around, but I got it done. So, and then I got my bookshelf put together. So I was pretty proud, but I do like my new setup. I like that I'm not in my bedroom anymore.
It's
This is,
professional. I love it. I love
you
it. It's
know,
very clean. You got stuff that means something to you on the shelves behind you. I do like the IRL streamer vibe, and I would do that more. But I do kind of like having my green screen too. Just it's easier
yeah.
for
And
YouTube stuff.
I bought these. So these are like the microphones that you can like clip to your
TikTok.
phone and you can clip it to your
Yeah,
shirt.
you got the
So that's
TikTok
cool.
mics.
I guess so, but because whenever we go to the game developer conference, we want to do some IRL streams, and so I bought these so we can actually do those. Like I want to go live while we set up our booth at GDC, and maybe when we go to a couple mixers, because apparently there's a lot of mixers that my calendar for just that week looks insane. Oh, the box fell open, but
Just pace yourself
I want.
drinking. Just don't overdo it too early in the day.
Well, you know what's crazy is since I lost my weight, I don't drink a lot. Like even last weekend, Doug had a show. I had like one cider, and I was like, "Ugh, I'm good."
Right.
So like ever since I lost all that weight, I don't know. And it could be just because I'm a lightweight and I don't want to get sick, but I just
Literally.
haven't
You're
really drinking
literally
that
lightweight.
much. Literally.
Literally. I
I
mean, it's
lost
true.
100 pounds. Literally.
Yeah, your body metabolizes it differently. I get it. I do. I love alcohol,
Mhm.
and out of nowhere, I just like developed an allergy, and like so, I quit drinking in 2023, in October of 2023, and I miss it. But they were like, "You're allergic." They were like, "You can go out and test the
Mhm.
waters and see what you're allergic to and what you're not allergic to." And I'm just like, "Nah, I'm good. I don't really. That's not a game that I want to play." It's like I just
Now, if
won't drink anymore.
you put it in Jello, I got that. You
There
put
you
in a
go.
Jello shot, that's me. Big girl Jello shot.
That's a good way to fall asleep on the raft in the water. So I found a pretty cool conspiracy theory here, and I do like
Okay.
this, and it's more recent history. So it's about DB Cooper. So just a little brief synopsis here. DB Cooper is the alias of an unidentified man who hijacked Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305 on November 24th of 1971, extorting $200,000 in ransom. After releasing passengers in Seattle, he parachuted from the plane over Southwest Washington into a thunderstorm. Despite a massive FBI manhunt and the discovery of some decayed cash in 1980, he was never found, making it the only unsolved commercial hijacking in U.S. history. And so the conspiracy theory is that he never existed, and the flight crew made it up and split the ransom money. They tossed 2 parachutes and part of the cash over the Washington-Oregon border to throw police off their scent, knowing it was going in a remote area and wouldn't be found for a while. Which I think is really cool. How cool would that
Yeah.
be if it was just like the flight crew that was just like, oh, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna keep the money, and we'll pretend like it's this unidentified man or whatever. So I think that's kind of cool.
Imagine them all sitting around like, what can his name be?
DB
Hmm.
Cooper.
DB Cooper.
Well, so if you think about it, they have to be professionally trained. Like you can go out and like just take flight classes, right? Like you can take pilot class. I'm
Hmm.
sure it wasn't as popular, like as widely available back in the 70s. You probably had to go to like specialized areas to be able to do that. There weren't as many airfields, weren't as many places you could go to do that. So I feel like it would be
Yeah.
easier to track somebody down that way, especially if you're doing like FBI research, right? And so
Hmm.
I think that's interesting. The flight crew was just like, we're gonna make up our own alibi. We're gonna like
I
create
mean,
this person who's gonna be our patsy or whatever. So
her Patsy. I mean,
well, yeah,
top tier hustle. I respect it.
the
Best friend.
hijacking, right? So the
Yeah.
demands,
I mean,
the demands in flight. So a man calling himself Dan Cooper boarded a Boeing 727 Portland, Oregon, bound for Seattle. He claimed to have a bomb in his briefcase, demanded $200,000 in $20 bills and 4 parachutes. He wanted 4 one man hijacked the plane. He wanted 4 parachutes. However, they only found 2 parachutes and some decayed cash, some cash that had been out there
hmm.
for a while. So to like throw police off the trail, oh, obviously something happened here. But that makes sense that it was the flight crew. I kind of like that. And so they're probably still living nice somewhere right now.
You're living large.
They're living
Because the only
large.
other thing is that he had people with him, and something went wrong, and they just got away with the cash.
True. True. All right. So I think we might have time for one more. If anybody in the chat has one more conspiracy that they would like to bring up for us to do a little dive into, I think we got time because we started a couple minutes late. So
Yeah.
I got to make sure that we get a full hour in. So we got about 5 minutes left. Living large, but not at large. It's true.
Yep.
It's true. That reminds me of current day stuff that we won't get into for politics.
Mm.
Biofuel people? No, I don't remember the biofuel people. Is that I'm just from that sentence alone, I'm guessing they made like corn ethanol or something and the oil companies had them taken out essentially.
Now we got to look it up. So,
My dad went to college with a guy. One of his roommates figured out how to make corn ethanol or like make gas out of corn. And he said the guy told him he was gonna go like right after college, he was gonna go try to sell it to the gas and oil companies, and he never saw that guy again. He never saw that guy ever again. So that's great. Those are some scary, powerful people. Feel free to stay far away from this one, but one that popped up was a Princess Di was killed because she found out about what a certain prince was up to. Yeah, no, there's always been scandal and
yeah,
theories around Princess Di, but yeah, that one checks out. I mean, I would believe that. People were
I would believe that one too.
people were grabbing old oil from like restaurants and turned it into fuel for cars like diesel and gas. and oil companies took them out. Not only the biofuel people, but the guys using electrolysis to create energy. Di was a good one, Rip. Dude, yeah. R.I.P. Princess
Yeah.
Di. She was awesome. Um,
Hmm.
Wait, that reminded me of one other thing. Let me see here. Biofuel.
Yeah, I'm looking at that one. I don't know that I've ever heard that one.
I mean, I've heard stuff like that
The
before.
biofuel people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard a lot about that. Apparently, so there is a graveyard of like trams, like the city trams somewhere. Apparently, like after I can't remember when in history it happened, but
Hmm.
there's a theory that we used to have trolley tracks all the way from like California to New York. And so there were like not trains, not full blown trains, but like these that would go all the way from New York to California, and they were like super affordable, and people would ride them. And the gas company bought all of them up and destroyed them. They destroyed the trolleys, they destroyed the tracks.
Huh.
Now I have no credible information on that one. I'm going from memory here, but I that was something that somebody told me that I believe could be feasible. So I don't have any additional information on that. You were
Yeah, I
working,
could see that probably being a thing.
yeah. I mean, because like whenever that happened, I mean, it would be nice to have now, right? Like, how cool would that be to
Right.
just have something affordable? Because trains are expensive, right? Like, riding a
Hmm.
train is like riding a plane. Like, they're super expensive. They take a lot longer, but they're super expensive
Yeah.
ways to get around. They destroy them all. There's no evidence it was even a thing. I mean, that's true, except there might
Hmm.
be newspaper articles or like first witness accounts. Because I mean, like, that's something big, obviously. Let's see.
Hmm.
Let's see. Let's see if we can track something down here.
That would definitely be a place where you would take a photo, because if you're leaving, you take a photo with family before you get on, because they had the ways to take pictures then. There's got to be something.
Let's see. So far, nothing. Let's see here. Destroyed by gas companies. Mid 20th centuries, including General Motors, Standard Oil of California, and Firestone Tire, were found guilty of conspiring to buy and dismantle electric streetcar systems in cities across the U.S., replacing them with oil consuming buses. So that's the conspiracy is between 1938 and 1950. A holding company named National City Lines and its subsidiaries was backed by oil and tire companies to acquire over 100 electric streetcar systems in cities like Los Angeles, Oakland, St. Louis, and Baltimore. These systems were often dismantled with tracks pulled up and trolley cars burned, replaced by gasoline powered buses. In 1949, a federal court convicted the companies of conspiring to monopolize interstate commerce, though the ruling only resulted in minor fines. The impact, while this conspiracy contributed to the decline of public transit, it was not the sole factor. Increased personal car ownership, urban sprawl, and the rise of highway lobby also played significant roles in the decline of streetcars. So yeah, I mean, I could see that because like highway
Hmm.
systems didn't exist until like World War II ish, right? The military built all the highways across the country, which we need those guys to come fix all the roads in all these cities because apparently
Yeah.
they're the only ones that'll get shit done.
I need y'all to fix the flow. Okay, there's too many
Seriously,
people now. Fix
ser-
the flow.
they
Too
built
many.
they built like thousands of miles of highways within like a year. And now one city in Arkansas is like 6 years into a construction project for like an additional lane, and they're still working on it. It's ridiculous.
It's
It's
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
And I'm like, people need to stop moving here, okay? Like, we're full. Can we just put our sign up?
Yeah, yeah, we're at capacity. We are at capacity. Oh no, Shawnee, he got automodded because he posted a link. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no,
Well, that's
not
okay.
these.
Before we get deep into another conspiracy, we are past our time now. You guys got a little extra episode. We can say it's a thank you for everything last night. I really appreciate you guys. Last night was amazing. I had a really good time. Tonight is amazing. Kushter, thank you again. You know how I like to end these episodes. So we do have a lot of new people still here from Zach's raid earlier. So this is a good time to say, one, go follow Kushter, but also two, Kushter, if you had one message at right now in this point in time, if you had one message that you could put out to the rest of the world, what would your message be?
My message would be leave a little sparkle everywhere you go.
I love it. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful sentiment. That's right. Leave a little sparkle wherever you go. But
Mm-hmm.
somewhere where somebody's not going to slip on it. You know, you want people to see
Yeah.
it. You want people to know you're there.
Don't slip on my
But
sparkle.
you don't want people to slip on your sparkle. All right. And with that, we are going to find somebody to raid into. Oh, no, we lost Cushy. Sorry. I need that window. I apologize. She back? She's
Oh
back.
no. Am I back?
Yep, you're back. She disappeared for a second. And again, for those people that came over with Zach's raid, I play video games the other nights of the week. Every Wednesday, we do the podcast. We have one of our friends on, try to lift them up, build them up. So definitely, everybody, that link right there, go follow Kushter. She's amazing. She does a lot of charity work. She's a part. Do you want to talk about Queer Tea again real quick?
Yeah, I can. So I'm part
Your
of the
team.
Queerty Gamer Stream Team. So we are a nonprofit, and we support LGBTQ plus gamers, developers, creators. We provide them safe spaces. We do a lot of work with developers. We do game launches for indie games that maybe they just don't have the funds to really get their game out there and advertise. We try to uplift them and help them get it out there. So a lot of really good work, and it's really fun. So I'm enjoying it.
That's incredible. Again, I'm so happy for you, Cushy, and all the stuff that you're doing. And I am just beyond envious of how you can do all that and not go absolutely crazy. So you are my superwoman. So thank you very much for being you, and thanks again for being on the show. So
thank you for having me.
Yeah, we'll do it again real soon. And like I said, I want to start doing more episodes where we have multiple people on. So we'll get you and Urka on, have another best friends episode soon. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
My best friend.
But that is a wrap for episode 37. Thank you guys all for hanging out and being here for this. We are going to raid into Tanuki Dan. He is playing some Rabbit and Steel. What's our raid message going to be?
Kushter? I love Tanuki Dan.
Kushter, you wanna give us the raid message for tonight? Give us something silly.
Yeah. Can it be? Let's see. We love Tanuki Dan.
We love Tanuki Dan. All right.
We love Tanuki Dan.
But we're gonna say from Kushter. So
from Kushter, he's the best.
From Kushter, he's the best. And then let's see, what emote do we want to use? How about let's see. How about the fist bite? I love B. Arthur. I love it so much. I have a Photoshop picture of you and me and Urka and Chili where I photoshopped all of us onto the Golden Girls from a while ago. I need to find that and post that in the Discord.
We had so many good ones. We had Chainsaw Team 6.
Yep.
We had so many good ones. We got to start doing more things together.
But... We do. It's, man, something about the last 2 years is just like life is lifing, but we need to pull it together and start doing stuff again. But love you, everybody in the chat. Thank you again for being here and have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.
Bye.